Well, we're supposed to get a snowstorm here in a couple hours. It's heading our way, I guess, with ice. Whew, I'm gonna put my hood on. Ice and snow. The salt truck has already went by and put some salt down. It's cold this morning. It's so cold that when the chickens came out of their chicken coop and into the chicken run, they hid into their little white domed building they got there and huddled together. I didn't even know they were out because they were all huddled together and being quiet. So I'm going to give them some corn. They're pretty excited. They all came charging out. Oops, I left corn down here last night. And as you know, I haven't been letting them out lately because of the bird flu. I don't want a chance of them picking up some bird droppings outside here. So I've been leaving them inside. I don't know if they understand that. They probably don't understand. They can't figure out why they can't come outside anymore, but at least they get corn. That seems to keep them happy. You need to check their water to see if it's frozen. Oh yeah. I brought that out at 7 o'clock this morning. It's 9:30 now. It's already frozen. Now get back. Get back. Get back. They know they're not supposed to come out this side. So I'll take the water back up to the house and let it thaw out. I would switch it out, but the other one's pretty nasty and I need to clean it. I just haven't gotten around to cleaning it yet. I'll put some hot water into this one. The tank itself isn't frozen, I don't think. It's just the tray that the water sits in got frozen, so it won't take long to thaw out once I get it in the house. So the weatherman's saying expect power outages. So I won't be expecting any power outages. Yeah, of course, you know, we got the solar, so I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But I got an email this morning that I wanted to talk about. Some of you may have seen YouTubers selling what's called a solar generator, I think it's called. Doesn't matter what it's called, but what it is, it's a suitcase. Looks similar like this little gas power generator here. It looks a little bit like that, but instead of having gas and a motor, it has a battery. It's actually a lithium battery, lithium-ion battery. And it works, once you get past the power source, it works the same as this does right here. It has an inverter, and now the difference is obviously it has a battery. I see people trying to sell this thing like it's the best thing in the world next to sliced bread. And I think they're garbage. The most popular one that I have heard a lot about is the Jackery. And this morning, someone suggested that I sell these like all the other YouTubers to make some revenue. And I'm just not going to sell something that I don't think is a good idea. I think it's a waste of money is what it is. If you're going to spend your money, at least spend it wisely. So I try to provide an alternative to it. The Jackery, again, is just a battery. It doesn't come with a solar panel or anything. No way to charge it other than plug it in your wall, plug it into your car or your generator. So you got to have a generator to charge your generator. So that makes complete sense to me. Now you can buy, I think, a solar panel for these things. And you hook it up and it's got a charge control in it. So that's a separate purchase. Now the cheapest Jackery that I saw was $499. Let's just call it $500 for easy round numbers. And it was a 24 amp hour battery in it. So for $500, you get this thing that you can bring home, charge up, plug a fan into, and that's about it. You're not going to get a lot out of it. As a matter of fact, the pictures on this showed them taking it camping, which would be a good thing to take. I guess you can play radio, and I wouldn't be able to do much with it. The battery that I buy at Walmart, the lead acid battery, is an RV marine battery, the biggest one they sell. is $90. Almost everywhere across the country, it's like $90. It's a 50 amp hour battery. Now, it's advertised as a 100 amp hour battery, but you can't run lithium ion batteries below 50%. So in reality, it's actually a 50 amp hour. You'll destroy the battery eventually if you run it too low. Now, that being said, you can run it low if you had to in an emergency and you knew you're just going to blow the 80 bucks, you could do it. The other thing is if you do run it low, there are ways now with the newer battery chargers, the car battery chargers, to rejuvenate those. It's got a little rejuvenate button on the battery charger. So you can fix them if you mess it up sometimes. This $500 solar generator versus a $80, $90 battery. Of course, now with the battery, you still got to put things to it. But I'm getting to a point here. The next highest priced one was $900, and it went on up from there. For 500 bucks, you can buy a solar generator, or you can buy a battery at Walmart for $90. And then you can go online and pick up a solar panel for $80. So we're up to 160 bucks and we got a battery and a solar panel. Then you go get yourself a charge controller for $80, and now you're up to 240 bucks. And then you go get yourself an inverter for 100 bucks. You're up to $340. Just saved you what, 160 bucks if my math's right. Don't do YouTube math. You'll never get it right. And you got more electricity with what I just gave you than what you got with that. And then you get up to $900. Well, then it's pretty simple because all you need then is just the solar panels and batteries. 900 bucks, and you'll have, depending on what you wanted, you could have what, 4 or 5 more solar panels, few more batteries. So it's a lot cheaper to do it this way, and it's upgradable. You can continuously upgrade it. Now, this charge controller is the limiting factor on my system. It can only handle 10 of my solar panels. After that, I got to get another charge controller. So that's just another $80. You can add extra charge controllers. The inverter, I guess the point I'm trying to make is I don't understand why people will go out and spend that much money on a solar generator. And the thing is, I get people to argue with me. Oh no, that you got to have a solar generator. Well, I live completely off grid, completely, no electric, from the grid, and I don't own a solar generator and never plan to get one. I don't see the logic in it. I have everything I need. My system, although much larger, because I got the panels outside, I got the batteries inside, charge controller, it's not all compacted into a little suitcase. I have a better system with less money investment than what a solar generator costs, and you don't even have the solar panels yet. You'd still have to go buy them. I don't know if Jack resells solar panels or if you got to get them someplace else. Now, the solar panels I have are the best 12-volt solar panels that I can find. There's a guy on YouTube, his name's Will Pross. He actually did a thorough study on different solar panels. The Rich Solar are the best, especially in hot conditions. They actually produce more energy in the heat than other solar panels because you start to lose efficiency the hotter it gets. Now, I will admit they're cheaply made, which is the downside. I think the amount of electricity you get out of them is more important than how cheap they're made. I made a video like 2 days ago where I told you the wires on these degrade pretty quickly, and that was a simple solution. I just bought myself some wire. It didn't cost that much. I got some, I think it's 14 gauge, 18 gauge, something like that, 16 gauge wire. It doesn't have to be very thick. And I was able to replace them pretty easily, and I haven't had a problem with them since. So as long as you're aware of that. Now, you can get up to the more fancier name brand ones that don't produce as much electricity in the heat, and the quality of the material is better, granted. If you can figure out a way to keep them protected so they're not in constant harsh conditions like mine, if you're just using it as an emergency to occasionally, you know, maybe you put them away when you're not needing them, I don't know. I'm just saying that the harsh conditions in which I had to put them through wore those wires out pretty quickly, but after that, after I fixed them, I haven't had a problem with them since. The last time I had to work on them was this last summer, and it's been through all kinds of storms and wind and snow and cold, and they're producing just as well as they did when I fixed them. I'm trying to suggest, don't run out and buy a solar generator. I don't think they're worth the money. If it's just something that you want to have as a backup to a power outage, maybe, but then I've heard some people say that if they don't charge it up regularly, like once a month or every 2 weeks, that the charge depletes. So in an emergency, you may pull it out of the closet and it not be charged. Well, you don't have electric to charge it, so what are you going to do? That means you got to put it on a schedule to make sure it's charged up frequently. And for those that are living like in a van or off-grid, you'd have to make sure that when you went to town, that you plugged it into your cigarette lighter to get a charge out of it. Personally, if you're going to spend the money on a generator, I would highly suggest that you would just go buy a regular gasoline generator. It's $400 as well for the one I have. Now you can buy them cheaper if you get the industrial noisy ones. You can pick up one like mine, the same wattage, for probably $100, $150, $200. Mine was $400. So it's still $100 cheaper than the solar generator. You have all the power you need. It won't run out unless you run out of gas. And a gallon of gas is going to last you 11 hours. That 24 amps isn't going to, it wouldn't last me very long, the 24 amps. I wouldn't be able to get through the night with the refrigerator on that thing. It would go out pretty quick for the $400 Jackery. If you'll click onto this up next box, I'd really appreciate it. That'll take you over my other channel. You'll be able to watch a funny video. So I hope I can inspire you to build your own solar generator so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.